Hello, hello. My name is Mta, and I am a broadcaster, loud laugher, overthinker, self proclaimed Beyonce of my family, okay? And very proudly, I am my mother's daughter.
Yes, and I'm her mom, Ati, a psychologist by profession and a full time mom to three by occupation. And I'm the one who's always trying to figure out how to gently say, I told you so.
I don't know about gently, but okay. Welcome to Dear Mom, Dear Daughter. This is a podcast where my mom and I basically just sit down and have some of the conversations that we've had that were hard and difficult, the conversations that we've tried to avoid, and also the conversations that we're really just trying to figure out.
Yep. And from terrible twos to temper tantrums to teen mood swings and to empty nesting, we are here holding space for you and for ourselves and all parts of being a woman, a daughter, a mother in modern society today.
So, whether you are a mother who is just trying to understand your daughter, or a daughter who still has to teach their mom that they don't have to shout when they're making a voice note, okay? We are absolutely making a space for you. Even if you just want to have a true and honest conversation, you've come to the right place.
We are here for the real and the raw. So grab some tea.
Let's do it.
Get to it.
Okay, I'm really, really proud of us for actually being here, Mama.
Yes.
We did it after months of kind of thinking about the idea. And now we're finally sitting here. And I know you and I are both anxious procrastinators. So this is a really big deal that we're sitting here today.
Yes. I'm also so proud of us. We do get scared, shaking, totally out of my comfort zone. But I am here and I'm so excited to explore this journey with you.
Me too, Mama.
To be so special.
Right?
Yes.
Absolutely. I think one of the main reasons, I mean, we'll walk you through walk everybody how we actually got to the point of deciding to do this podcast because this was your idea. And it come off the back of me moving back home after being at university for 4 years and living this independent life. And now I must move back home. And usually I think that would be a very anxiety striking thing to now go be an adult, but still be in your parents' space. But I think for us, because of the kind of relationship we have, that wasn't so much of a scary thing and it offered some beautiful fruits like this podcast here today. Remember when it was beginning of the year when I moved back and you were like, let's do a podcast. How did you get to that point where you're like, this is a good idea, this is what we're gonna do?
Yeah. It's a bit of a layered answer and journey to that idea.
Yeah.
But I think speaking to what you're saying about you coming home, I had a lot of friends who, I'd obviously tell them that, Ta's coming home. Okay, so is she going to live alone? Is she looking for a place? So there was always this sort of assumption
Yeah.
you weren't going to be home.
I was gonna move out. Yeah.
Well, no, of course she's going to be home.
Really? Was that obvious for you?
It was obvious for me.
I actually remember being surprised by that one time because you were telling me, oh, you were redoing your house and you're saying, yeah, I'm going to make a flat for you in the backyard. I'm like, lady, I'm not coming to live on top of your garage. Like, but this was obvious for you?
It was obvious for me.
Yeah.
Because I thought you would need to be ready. Right. Of course, I want you to grow and mature and have your own home, but why you don't need to rush out of home. And I think it highlighted the relationship that we have.
Yeah.
Not only between you and I think, but just as a family unit.
Yeah.
And it's so comfortable. In fact, a colleague, explicitly said that, do you know that what you're taking so lightly that your young adult daughter wants to come home after living independently for 4 years, all the way in Cape Town in her own apartment, not even at a university residence. But the fact that she wants to come and live under your roof, like she's happy to, actually means that you parented well. I was like,
Wow.
she's was like, yeah, it speaks to your parenting, because most young adults, or even the minute they turn 18, they're so happy to leave home.
Yes.
And they avoid returning, even on holiday.
Even on holidays.
Even
I've seen it.
holidays. Yeah, they avoid. I'm like, really?
Right. Yeah.
I've had a completely different experience.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the relationship. So that's the first thing. So just highlighting the uniqueness and beauty within our relationship, which, I mean, it's something that has been feedback to by friends, colleagues.
Me as well.
School.
Yeah.
Throughout.
Yeah. I think I took that for granted as well, until you meet more of your friends and you start to have these open conversations about their relationships, especially with their parents and their mothers. I think the mother-daughter relationship in particular can often be, it's the most complex, but so beautiful, but it can also be, so complicated because of words unsaid, I think. And I don't take for granted the fact that I can come to you and speak to you and bear my heart open to you. And most importantly, know that you will see me, hear me, and get me, and listen. So I really appreciate that. And I think, to have that out in the open for people to see and share in, and maybe model and, talk about how to kind of get there, is really important.
That's exactly it. So having had it highlighted, the uniqueness of it, I also started to appreciate it.
Yes.
And I thought, what a wonderful way having a public platform would be, in order to maybe help other moms to maybe know the how to. And it's not to say we're perfect. It's not to say we have it all figured out. There's no perfection over here. In fact, there's no perfection in motherhood entirely. But my hope for the podcast is that whatever good that we have had as feedback, we can share that. Also, in my professional capacity, I am very passionate about building families. I'm very passionate about it. An integral part of building families is not only a spousal relationship, which is usually the focus, marriages and so forth, but parent-child relationships are so integral to a strong family unit. Because then if the child and the parents get along well, it's likely that the siblings will also have a good relationship. It's likely. So it replicates.
Yes.
The relationship dynamic replicates throughout the family. So that's one of the reasons why I felt this would be important. And of course, Nito, you've got a magnificent daughter who is a broadcaster, because you also have developed so much. So in the last 4 years, when you went off to school, you
started campus radio,
and now you're on national radio, on a national radio station. So you've grown so much in that skill.
Thank you, Mama.
But it's brilliant. And the timing also is brilliant. You bring back home from Cape Town to actually join these two skills that we have, along with the kind of relationship that we have. And it just seemed like the perfect match made in heaven.
Right? Like it was one of those things that had to happen. So I'm so grateful that we're here and we actually did it and we didn't put it off, and we are having this conversation. And I think also my hope for the podcast as well is that it can be a comfort podcast for girls and women everywhere. If you just feel like you need a hug from your mother, you can borrow mine just for this episode. And if there's like a mouthpiece or something that you maybe don't understand about what your daughter might need or what her perspective is, especially as a Gen Zer, I got you, Mama. So So I'm really, really excited for this one. And yeah, I think a really important thing that you mentioned there is that it's not a how-to, like it's not a handbook. We don't have all the answers. So we definitely want to open space where we can engage with you as well and hear from other mothers and daughters about how to do it. Because yeah, there's complicated conversations that I maybe don't know how to have. So a different perspective would be so lovely to hear as well. I think thinking about starting this podcast, I've been reflecting a lot on the sort of evolution of our relationship as mom and daughter. Because while we can be best friends now and sit and I come to her room every morning just to irritate her, but she welcomes it, and then we end up speaking for 3 hours, and then we've gotten nothing done, and then the time just flies by because there's so much to talk about everything. But it wasn't always like that, because I remember being 7, and 7, I loved you a lot, and you're always my superhero, and I admire you, but you were not my friend, and I did not like you. If I had to choose between hanging out with my dad or like being dropped off at your office or whatever, to say, I'm gonna choose daddy. I don't want any parts. And then I also kind of imagine I had like a different relationship with you at 14, just starting high school, and then a different relationship again at like 21. Just all these different stages really had me, thinking about, um, yeah, just how far we've come, but also how much a mother-daughter relationship can change at every stage, and how we kind of how I might need different things from you at every time. Would you say that you've had to parent me differently between 7 and 14 and 21? Because I'm like, those are not the same people to me.
Mm, mm. I wouldn't say differently, but
Mm,
because of the different stages of development of children, it looks different and probably
mm,
feels that's why it felt different to you.
mm.
But when you think of a toddler, right?
Yeah.
We spoke about temper tantrums and all that earlier. Toddlers know how to push boundaries,
Yo.
right? They don't want to hear no. You say no, you hear back. So when children are younger, boundaries have to be firmer. So you seem like a big bad wolf. You're a lot firmer. You're shouting.
You were the big bad wolf, and daddy was my knight in shining armor. Thank you.
I'm not going to talk about your dad. Look.
Sorry, I could have sworn you guys were playing good cop and bad cop at a point.
No,
No?
most of the time it was not organized.
Okay.
There were times when it was.
Yeah.
Most of the time it was not organized. He just adored you like he still does.
Yeah.
You're his princess. And yeah, you managed to have him wrapped around your little finger. But yeah, absolutely. He is different with the
My
boys.
brothers.
So yeah, he is different with the boys. And I suppose also in psychology, I mean, that speaks to the Oedipus complex and the Electra complex. So it's true, it's a thing. Girls with their fathers, boys with their mothers. But it's a real thing. But yeah. But in terms of our relationship, so I seemed like a mean mom when you were younger because you pushed boundaries a lot more when you were young. But as you are starting to mature and understand that this is wrong because there was always a because and an explanation,
Yes.
which is important for children to actually develop their own self-control, decision-making skills, their own emotional regulation. You've got to always explain why you say no and not just say no. So, as you got into teenagehood, navigating, managing yourself and your regulation and how things work in the world as well, I also eased up a bit. And of course, when you went into young adulthood, into varsity, I mean, by then, I hoped that all the good stuff was already in there. So
Hope you've done everything you needed.
I had to let go. Yes, it was tough, and there was a lot of intentionality that it required, a lot of pain, a lot of mourning, to let go. But I think we'll need to have, unpack it in
Yes.
depth
Properly deep dive in it.
in later episodes because it can be a make or break for parent-child relationships.
Absolutely. I'm surprised by hearing you say that you had to mourn an aspect of a relationship, because I mean, you and I were both still here, but I guess with those phases and with us both growing, I mean, you grew as well for sure. I always say it feels like I grew up with you, and not because you were an immature mom at a point or anything, but really because um you've gone through stages, and I've watched you. This is probably the one of the biggest reasons I admire you so much, all the things I admire you for, is how much you would dream because you are a dreamer and pray and manifest and speak things into existence. So I've watched you from that 7 years old say, okay, I'm going to do this by 40 and I'm going to plan to do this and my life is going to look like this and you haven't just spoken them out there, they've come true. So that has been the most beautiful thing to watch. And it's really, truly inspired me because that's the kind of woman that I want to, become one day. Congrats. It's the kind of woman that I want to become one day, who is just fierce in the pursuit of their dreams. So you've literally made your dreams come true in the front of my eyes. And yeah, no, I adore you for it. I do.
Don't do this during the people.
Okay, we're not gonna do it too much between the people.
When we started to get bit. Yeah, let me not avoid. Let me not.
Yes, lean into it.
Black mom thing. Let me lean into the emotion. If I cry on this camera,
I cry
or cry. But those words really, really honor me as a mom, because a lot of my fears, especially because I was a young mom, a lot of my fears were, am I going to get this right? There's this little person watching, these little eyes, these ears that are listening, and I wanted to make you so proud to say, this is my mom. I wanted to be a living example of everything that I'm telling you you can be.
Right.
You needed to see it with me.
Yes.
So there's so much pressure. And then when I feel I'm failing, not only do I feel the hurt of the failure, but I also feel the shame of failing you.
Wow.
So layered. So now, having come out of all that walk, the journey that I have with you, and to have my living, breathing, 2 eyes, 2 ears, little person say to me, I'm so proud. I've seen you manifest. I've seen else, affirms me more than anybody could. And it means, mission accomplished.
Yes.
You see me do it, you definitely know
It's possible.
that all things are possible. I'm not just saying it.
Yes.
And it just leaves me with so much gratitude. So much gratitude. And also, if I can, I wanted to also talk about, my own parenting and my dad, who is also, I would say, an inspiration to this podcast.
Yes.
An inspiration to me, even changing careers to pursue psychology as a full-time career.
2020 was a big year for you.
Yeah, I was previously in HR, but I always knew that which is also people focused, but I wanted to serve people without revenue and bottom line worries. HR is KPI, prioritizing business, But yeah, so I made the switch. So my dad passed, and with my dad's passing, it put such an urgency in my spirit about a number of things. It affected my motherhood as well. It affected me professionally and socially. But really what it did is, don't sleep on anything that you want to do. It really drove the point home that tomorrow is not promised.
It's not at all.
And also reflecting on my dad's legacy, which was a legacy of fulfilled dreams. My dad, the dreams that you speak about, my dad was
the dream,
and he worked for his dreams, and he manifested them and achieved his dreams before he passed, way before he passed. But he lived such a fulfilled life. With himself, and I wanted that for myself. I remember a conversation I had with a friend, and she said, "I'm so successful."
I remember you've told me about this conversation, and you were like, "What? How can you say that you're like in your 40s only? Like, what have you done? What?"
This lady who was sitting in her lounge, and she wasn't a pompous person.
No.
It come from that place.
Yes.
I am successful. And I was like, really? What do you mean? She's like, no, I feel successful. She was so fulfilled.
Yes, in her life.
What she had done, where she was so fulfilled fulfilled, even in her relations, her parental relationships. In fact, what was
So that was one of the things she listed as having been a success.
yes, that was one of those. So it wasn't just material success. It was, success in her work, occupation, success in her family life, success in also parental relation. And this is her caring for her parents. Because one of the things I had felt guilt about also was, am I doing enough for my parents? I always had goals.
Yes.
I want to buy my parents a car. I want to buy my parents this. I want to do this. I want to renovate their
And
house.
you did so many of those things.
You see, I want to renovate the house. I want to do this. Oh, I'm saving. Then on my birthday, I'm going to gift them with a lump sum of cash. I always had these, I was always chasing something.
But never stopping. Yeah. This is the one thing I do notice with you. And I think why it's so important for me to tell you and for you to really hear me. Because I don't think you really hear it when I say I am proud of you and that you've done enough. Is you really, you have these big dreams. And I've said that you've accomplished all of them. So many things that you've spoken have come true. But I've really seen you take a moment to actually absorb it and be like, yes, you're right, thank you. And actually feel the same pride that other people might feel of you when they see you accomplish these things. I rarely see you hold it and really acknowledge that you're proud of yourself. So and I think, I don't know if that's a mother thing or if it's you as well. I don't know if it's the selflessness in you. But yeah, one thing I hope we get out of this podcast as well is for you to really, really take in that you are an incredible human being and not just a mother. So I hope one day you'll also be able to say, yay, I'm successful, because
I can't wait.
Yeah. Say, I am successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take that. I take that, and it's work in progress. There's still some discomfort when someone gives me flowers.
Yes.
I feel it.
Look at her. She's like, hand me my flowers. Okay. Mother of a Gen Zer.
Yes. I feel it and I receive it when it comes from you, especially like what you just said a little earlier. But it's still quite difficult to really internalize. Just sit with it and to feel with it, like you've just said. And that's why that moment with my friend still, strikes me. It probably is like a dream. Once I get there, I will know for sure. Now I have arrived.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I think
your dad had that for sure.
Passing has also sort of pushed me in that direction to be more gracious to myself and to do what I set out to do and to pursue more of me in the way that suits me. And
wow.
And just do and take it in.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And you must take it in. So that was you mentioned earlier that was it inspired the career change fiercely. You'd already started. But I think after Damkulu's passing, you're like, it's time to go do it. Go pursue it. And even this podcast, speaking and bearing your heart out, this is not an easy thing. But in pursuit of your mission, we are here. So, yeah.
And learning and growing in such a public space also speaks to how I'm willing to be vulnerable and willing to, heal as I heal myself and us together.
Yes.
And I think that's such a special thing to model, and brave thing to model as well. And I it's very, very important and dear to my heart because I value community work. So in my psychology practice, I want to, impact a lot more people. So one-on-one sessions is a bit limiting in terms of that. I felt a public platform like this would be a good way to, do psychoeducation and, reach a lot of people. So I'm so nervous for doing this, but I'm so grateful as well for the opportunity to do it with you. Heal parts of our relationship that need healing that maybe we're not even aware yet. But by just availing ourselves to this process truly and earnestly, I'm looking forward to really digging deep with you.
Me too. I know it's terrifying, even me. But we're gonna have so much to talk about. I mean, there's so many themes that you and I have uncovered, and even the ones uncovered. So it's gonna be a really, really great one. Okay, I'm gonna jump into a bit of a game for us to play. Okay, to really get our juices flowing.
Yes, and an opportunity for everyone to get to know us a little better. Speaking of getting to know better, we get this question asked a lot. Episodes, whether she's my real daughter or, are we sisters?
If someone else, or if one more person asks if she is my sister, so she actually gave birth to me. This is my mommy. She's just, flawless.
Thank you. I'll take it. Yeah, she came out of my belly. I raised her from day one to now. That is all me.
Well done.
Yes.
Okay. Got that out of the way. This is my real mother. All right. So I'm going to play a game, and we're going to play a game, rather. And the game is called How Well Do We Know Each Other? It's an opportunity for also you to get to know us a little bit. And I want to see how well you actually claim to know me. Miss, I gave birth to her.
Don't worry. I've known you longer than you've known yourself.
That's so funny. Right? Okay, so you have a head start. I only known you for the past 22 years. Even less, because I've been conscious for even less of that. And it's the craziest thing to learn. I feel like there's all these different aspects of you that I've gotten to learn just recently, because I've now shifted from just seeing you as like mommy, like superhero, like she knows everything, mother knows best. And as I've grown older, I'm now seeing you as a girl with history and a past and like fears and dreams that I didn't even know existed. I mean, I learned recently that, I'm in radio now, but I learned recently that while I was younger, you'd literally been offered a primetime spot at a major radio station in the Gauteng region.
Mm-hmm.
And you said no?
I said no because I have responsibilities. This is another thing that's really interesting about our dynamic.
Yeah.
So even when I left home, following matric, in fact, even in my matric year, I came up to Joburg to do entrance exams at Wits, to do accounting.
To do accounting?
Yes.
Oh, I think I know this like vaguely.
Oh, yeah.
But you quit accounting because?
I got in because I wanted to do radio and media studies.
Imagine.
There you wanted to do. I mean, I enjoyed accounting, so I thought, let me do that. But they literally, I think in December or January, because a friend said she was doing a media studies, PR and media studies.
Yes.
They don't wherever.
You're like,
I said to my friends, actually,
sorry.
This is the one.
The one. Oh, for context, I'm an accounting graduate.
Yes.
Yes, at the UCT. So I'm pursuing the chartered accountant designation. Now, when you told me, to be honest, I'd always wanted to do the media thing, but you'd kind of convinced me and shoved me gently into the accounting route. Very gently shoved me. Shoved.
Mama knows best.
Okay, mommy. So, but I had no idea that this was even something that you even wanted pursued. I had an idea that the accounting thing was a thing at a stage, but I know that you never finished it or you never started. You never even started. The radio one took me by surprise entirely.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a proper DJ. Hey. Takes everything, not just.
Imagine.
Yeah, no. Not just or something. But I couldn't take it up because I was offered a co-hosting job.
So we tell them which station. We won't tell them which station.
Okay.
No. But you can guess. I've given you lots of process of elimination. Gauteng, major, youthish.
So, yeah, and it was during the workday. And at the time, I was a corporate girly. So, and I needed my nice corporate salary because I was already a mom, already had a household.
Wow.
So that's why I had to turn it down. Because 3 hours of work versus a full day and 4 months salary. So that's why. And then you go and take up national radio.
I'm doing this for both of us.
Imagine that.
It's incredible. I'm
so incredible. And also recently, I think last year, you came to me and you said, actually, you want to learn to want to get decks.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. It's
Do it. Do it. I'm living vicariously through you. I used to drive to Soweto on the weekend and DJ, and shout out to DJ Gillespie, who was my tutor, and DJ Kulile.
So you would have been, because this was back in 2007, 8. You would have been DJ Zinhle, like.
Exactly. In fact, DJ Zinhle, I think they're lying. Well, Sindo, I don't even think you know Sindo.
No.
Yeah, it was DJ Sindo from Kenya. She was the person, but really, I think she was the only one at the time. Claire maybe was up and coming, but yeah. Imagine.
And this is not an isolated thing. I think there are so many sacrifices and so many dreams that have to be like put to rest by a mother just so, we can take care of this little person. I will be holding out on that for a little bit. You're not getting any grandkids for a little while because I admire you, and I think it is the most incredible thing to be so selfless. I can't even say the word today. To be so selfless to put your own dreams in the backseat to raise another human. I applaud you.
Thank you. That's motherhood.
That's motherhood.
Plus and minuses, rands and cents. Look, you're always here.
Give me 0, madam. 0. Okay.
Let's get into this.
Let's get into it. You want to see something? Who do you think is going to win this game? Okay, you now convinced that it's going to be you.
I told you already.
Okay.
No competition.
Well, we've got 3 or 5 questions. Let's do 5 questions-ish. Okay, I'm going to ask the question, very simple questions. And then we'll go first with me, and then you have to write down the answer, and we'll see like who can get all the right answers. So this is, how should we do it? Okay, I'll ask the first question, and you'll answer what you think I would say, and then vice versa.
So, yeah. Okay.
So
we're answering your answers.
We're answering my answers. Okay. So this one, very obvious one. If you don't know this one, it would be very embarrassing for you. What is my favorite color, Mama?
Easy peasy lemons.
I wonder if Daddy knows the answer to this question.
That is also colorblind. I'm not sure.
That I'm catching strays. Okay, let's see. Red. Well done. Well done. Okay, that was the warm up. Okay.
This is gigantic.
It is.
Okay.
Okay, next question. This is my answer. What do I think your favorite color is?
Oh, we're gonna do it.
We'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, just for this, I just want to see.
Okay.
This is a contentious one because I don't think it's a color, it's a tone, but you're convinced.
All right, it is a color.
It's not a color. White.
I'm right, you're wrong. It's a color.
Okay. So both got 1 point.
And your brother.
Well, we both say that it's not a color because it's not. Black and white are tones, apparently. That's what our art teacher said. At least we know Loma is clever. That's my brother. Okay, Mama. If there were to be the Last Supper, what would I choose to eat? My last meal on earth.
Your last meal.
My last meal on earth. You're thinking very long. You don't know what you cook for me?
I hope I got this right. What did I cook for you? Ooh.
Actually, I'm not sure if I know your answer though to this one, to be fair. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Yay! Okay.
No. Okay. But you're seafood and oxtail. You're right. It's oxtail or oxtail.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
SF and turf.
A surf and turf.
Yeah.
Because I would want some prawns and calamari.
Yeah, as
Throw it in there.
see.
Starter.
But I cook for you.
You're right. And I'm a 3-course meal type of girl.
No.
Oh my word, you're so right. And then what's dessert then? 3, 2, 1. Malva.
Oh, okay.
Well done.
You'll see.
You're not doing too bad at this.
Yeah.
Am I correct if I said that you would choose the same meal, like oxtail stew and dumplings,
Yes.
as your last meal?
Yes.
Okay, twin. Where have you been? Wonderful. Okay, next question. What is your dream holiday? Mama's dream holiday destination.
Dream holiday. So, it's past or coming or
Coming any. Your dream holiday destination.
Mhm.
So it's a place. You ready?
Yes.
I think I got it.
It's a tip. Okay. You got
It's
it.
a two.
No.
Okay, 10.
Yes,
I did it! Yay! The Maldives.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes.
This is the Maldives.
Where are we going?
And I still want to go. Yeah, where are we going?
We'll make it
You
happen.
with your big Betsy salary.
You have to wait a couple years on that one. Love you lots. We're working on it, Mama. We're working. Okay, Mama. What is my favorite movie of all time? I don't even think I know the answer to this.
Your favorite movie? I know the answer to this.
Oh, see, she knows me better than I know myself.
I told you.
My favorite movie of all
I
time.
don't know. I'll tell you what's your favorite movie of all time.
What's my favorite movie of all time?
You don't want to write down? I should just tell you.
It's like a challenge. Wait, let me think about it. I've watched it lots of times. Why do you think it's my favorite movie? Okay, I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me. Oh my word, you're right. You're right. I love that the classic Disney Cinderella movie, that old one from like 1950. Love it. Love it. You're right.
I know this.
Be gracious, have grace, and be kind.
And tapes, and I had to watch through a whole lot of Cinderella.
Yes.
Disney.
Yes. And I still watch it once a year, at least, or more.
Mm-hmm. That's mine. You didn't do my favorite movie.
I have no idea. I don't want to lie to you.
No idea.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Try.
I know you really, really loved like action movies back in the days, or like those psycho, like thriller, not quite thriller type ones, but action. I want to say Face Off with Nicolas Cage. Is that a good one?
That's
Nicolas Cage and what's the other guy's name?
Nicolas and John Travolta.
And John Travolta.
Yeah.
Face Off.
Right.
Not that one.
It's my second favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. So you quite, yeah.
Do I get a half point for that?
You do.
Okay, thank you.
But do you want to try it again?
I'm gonna, am I warm though? Like it's that kind of
You're
category.
very old. No, no. It's mostly
Old.
psychological thriller.
Okay. Have I watched it with you?
You might have. And I know I've talked about it a lot too. Should I just tell you?
Wait.
Okay.
Such a sore loser. I just stopped.
Just so complete.
No, you're gonna have to tell me. I ain't got it.
Sense.
I don't even know what that is.
Clueless.
No,
I see dead people.
I see
That
dead
old
people.
one. Yeah.
I've heard it. To me, that's a meme. I'm such a Gen Zer. Like that's just a. I see. I've never watched it.
I've talked to this one and A Beautiful Mind.
A Beautiful Mind.
take you-
Yes, we literally had the DVDs.
Is it Russell Crowe?
It's Russell Crowe.
Yes.
That's a brilliant movie.
It is.
Oh, I should have guessed that one. Oh, The Next 3 Days.
Brilliant.
Oh, I should have thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I have a lot of
We got a lot of
favorite
Sixth
movies.
Sense. Maybe it's because I've never watched it with you, so I yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna do that.
We're gonna add that to our list. All right. So let's move on. Who won that one? Okay, fine. Well done, Mama. She's like, is it even a debate? Okay. All right. So the next game we're gonna do, not really a game, but basically on this podcast, why it's called Dear Mom and Dear Daughter is we basically want to really emphasize the importance of communication and just talking and really putting your feelings out there and describing them. And sometimes that is a little bit difficult and a little bit uncomfy to just do face to face. But we're going to practice that, okay? And the next thing we're going to do is go finish the sentence.
Okay.
We'll do one sentence each, and you just need to just complete the sentence. Simple. Tell me how you really feel. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go with the moment I felt closest to you was.
It was when you were born, counts.
I was listening in your belly. What?
No,
when
you were
straight
born.
after.
When
Yeah.
you were born and I held you in my arms.
I mean, that does count. What happens in that moment after you've just been traumatized in labor for hours and hours?
So I had a long labor. 23 hours is what I endured with you. But when you finally arrived, it was like all was forgotten. It literally was like a switch.
So that's a real thing, because I've heard that apparently when you give birth, I mean, you go through all this traumatic experience, like your everything hurts and you could literally die, which is why you're not going to be seeing grandchildren from me for a while. But apparently, as soon as the child arrives, there's a chemical in your brain that literally erases the trauma, so you don't remember that. So you do it again and keep reproducing.
I don't know about do it again and keep reproducing, but I definitely had that experience.
What?
Where I went through excruciating pain and frustration, tears, throwing up, and you're not sleeping, everything, not sleep, all of it. And then you arrived, and of course, the actual delivery, which was a natural delivery, and you weighed 3.9 something kilos.
Oh my goodness.
With a head full of hair. And but when you arrived, it was literally, I don't even have the words for it. Aww. But it was absolutely the most, what did you call it? The time I felt closest to you. Yeah. Because we had already developed a relationship inside. I used to talk to you. I used to pray with you and for you. I used to, but in that moment, I was like, here you are. You're finally here. So this is you. This is what you look like. This is what you smell like. This is what you feel like. Aww. Like, I don't have the words. Yeah. It's the moment I felt closest to you. Absolutely.
Oh, it's a really beautiful response. Yeah, wait, no, now it's so hard for me to pinpoint one specific moment, because for me, like, you've always been there. Like, you've always been in my heart. Even like when I was away for 4 years, it didn't feel like I was without you, which is really weird. Like, you've always just been close by, like a hug. So it's so hard to pinpoint one specific memory. But I know that, like, even when we sit down and I look at you and I'm like crying about whatever issue, and just the way that you look at me, like, I feel enveloped in just your presence. Where was a specific one? Okay, I feel like I can't follow after when I gave birth to you, so
okay, we can move to the next dish.
We can move to the next question. Okay, one thing I admire about you is, one thing I admire about you is, I'll go first for this one. And I've already sort of stated it, but one thing I admire about you is your faith. Most importantly, your faith in yourself, your faith in God, and how you are almost radical in your dreams because you believe that God can do it in you. I think for me, for a large part of my life, I've admired your Christianity and your faith, but I've always felt like a bit of a lukewarm Christian, because when I look at you, it's kind of like you have the spirit in you always, like the steadfastness kind of thing, and you've really tried to pass it on to me and my siblings. And really beautifully. But I admire how much your faith drives your dreams and your pursuit of your dreams, because nothing is impossible. And I think that's kind of also the radical dreaming thing. So if you ever thought that I've been delusional, those that know me, my friends think I'm a bit of a delusional dreamer because nothing is out of reach. But I think that's because of what you've instilled in me. And also it's fascinating to hear you speak about your dad also and how he was a delusional dreamer. And I imagine probably back then in the 60s and 70s, probably people were also telling him, that's a bit crazy for a village boy from Eastern Cape, right? But that's carried through and you've adopted that and you've kind of, I feel like I've kind of inherited that from you. You dream so big and it's just so inspiring. And you don't just dream, like you make it happen. Like you and God, like your faith is incredible. So I love that about you.
Oh, Minnie.
Yeah.
Thank you. My prayer, one of my best prayers, has always been that Jesus reveals himself to you and to your brothers, to all my children, because I believe Christ is really by revelation, and that's what you're speaking to. Nobody can really teach you. Nobody can really tell you. You have to experience him to really know he is there and to really know who you are in him. So it's been one of my biggest prayers that Jesus Christ, please reveal yourself undoubtedly, unreservedly, unconditionally to my children. So, and it's still a prayer. And I see too. I see in you that he is absolutely doing that now. And I see how you also are taking up the testimonies and taking. Yes, you've got to recognize that there's a power beyond yourself.
Absolutely.
You see it, and you're seeing that, and it's bringing such a gratitude and contentment to me that I can't fully describe in words.
Wow.
I have a lot of words. Professionally as a clinician, words is my thing, but in motherhood, yay, the feelings and the depth and breadths of feeling, of emotion that you go through. I'm often lost for words to fully describe my experiences as a mother to you and to your brothers. So thank you for that. Am I to answer the same thing?
No, it's okay. We can move on.
We do another.
We can do another one. Should we do one more? Actually, I think let's move on to the next thing. Actually, this one is fun. I want to hear. We'll do one more question or one more sentence. I want you to answer this one for me. Okay.
I don't feel like this is a trap.
It is not. It is not. I just want to know. I'm just curious because I'm learning. So finish the sentence, Mama. I get most annoyed when you.
Hey, I knew it was a trap.
I just want to see something. Look, we're like housemates again. So.
When I what? In my house.
What business? Something I annoy you. Something I.
Oh,
yes.
Not you.
So you get most annoyed when I do what?
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought you were the one.
No. Hi, Bo. I wouldn't even dream about it. You know.
Okay, let me see. I get most annoyed when you. Okay, can I say 3?
3?
Yeah, I probably have a lot more than that. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
1, you seem to be forgetful now. So I'll literally ask you for something and you go to the kitchen and it's what I've asked for is not happening or whatever. I've sent you for something, you don't do it.
Okay.
And I'm like, where's this? Oh, what? Or sometimes you'll come back and say, what did you want again? And it's happening often. I mean, you've only been back home a few months. What is happening? So 1.
Okay, that is true, Shame. Yes. Yes. But I don't think that's a new thing either. I think I was always kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's just,
I think it's in my face now
Mm.
because, you're at home for
Yeah.
a longer period.
I just walk into a room. I'm like, I don't know. What am I? And then I'll get distracted and do something else. And then I kind of have to find an anchor, for, like a reminder of like what's gonna. But yeah.
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 And then, let me see. Your room.
The shoes, I know. Okay. Yeah.
Your
And it's a pet peeve for you that I leave my shoes like in the doorway.
in the doorway, and then one is over there, the other over there, not together. Your cupboards, your wardrobe cupboards are left open.
Yes.
Your like just little stuff, and then your bathroom is like
I know it looks messy to other people. To me, it's a very organized mess.
no, it is not.
It
I'm
is.
also organized messy. You're just something else that is not organized.
I'm like, I'll just put my jeans here and I'll see about them in a couple hours. You know? No. Okay.
No.
Oh, that's fine.
Let me see. There was something else that I.
But you haven't commented on my room at all, though. You just kind of like ignore
This
it.
is your space, so I ignore it.
love
I
that.
choose my battles here. I'm a but mom.
I respect that so much because now if we're gonna be fighting about my room every day,
You see.
um,
Even with your brothers, I fight. You see me, and you actually not. You like. Why are you not coozering your children?
because you actually don't, hey? No, and I take this personally. So my brothers are 6 twins,
Turning 7.
turning 7. Yeah, don't they must? Yeah, they'd never let me forget that. Yeah, thank you. But I always feel like the way I grew up is a little bit different to how they're growing up. And they have the same parents, but I'm seeing some double standards that are just not sometimes.
So are you fighting for yourself? Are you fighting for them when you're calling me out that like
No, because you tell me I know that what they're doing is nonsense. And you would have called me out for that nonsense. So actually, yeah, they must also stay in line. So I'm just deputy parenting
deputy parent
a little.
self-appointed? Well, I'm picking my battles, and I think this also speaks to the journey of motherhood.
Yes.
Right? The
Yes.
different stages. So earlier we spoke about different stages of the child,
Yes.
but also the mother is going through different stages.
So we're doing it for the first time.
Doing it for the first time, and there's all this pressure. I've got to get this right. There's pressure, there's fear.
Yeah.
There's this little person, like I said, who's looking at me, depending on me. I've got to do this right. So I was so strict with you.
Yo, I mean, whoa.
Watch TV till you are like, what?
Do you know what I mean?
You are not allowed
These
to drink
guys-
Coca-Cola. You don't. There's so many things. You don't have a phone. You are literally begging for a cell phone.
And so when did I get a cell phone? What was I, like 12?
You're teenagers, yeah.
And even then, like, I wasn't allowed anything on it. No apps, no Instagram, no whatever. These guys have a YouTube account and like a Netflix account, and they have like their little phones. But I get it though. I think I would also lose my mind if they didn't have an instant shut up. If it just be in the corner. There's 2 of them. So I get it, choosing your battles. But like, it's little things like that. I'm like, it's so different.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think you relax a bit. So the fears and anxieties kind of relax a bit because like, no, man, I've got this.
Yeah.
Because by virtue of you turning out well, so I'm like, I'm
Trust yourself a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself a lot. And I understand fully, what good stuff children need, how to have a fine balance between their wants and their needs, etc. So, yeah, you're a lot more relaxed about it when you're older. Yeah. And when you've walked the journey already.
Yeah.
So that's what. So, different stages of parenting. So it's a little bit, I mean, it's said that no 2 children have the same parents.
Yeah.
I think it's because of that. Because you also as a parent are developing and training.
There's different ages and eras entirely. Yeah, we don't have the same parents, me and my brothers. But but like we do, but we don't. But I think also even comparing to how you parent us now, I mean, at your stage that you're at now, like we need very different things from what my brothers might need and what I need. Like I don't feel like I'm sharing you with 2 other little people. It feels yeah, I still feel like an only child basically.
Okay.
Don't tell them I said that. No, but
They
genuinely,
would fight you on that.
they would. They would. Don't tell them I said that. But I feel like I have, yeah, everything I need from you and Daddy for right now, which is an incredible gift. So thank you. Be hearing me say that a lot to you. All right. So, Mummy,
Mm.
it is almost Mother's Day as we're sitting here now. By the time this episode broadcasts, Mother's Day would have passed a few days, weeks before. But I thought it would be such a special thing for me to share how I feel about you in a letter. Words really are so important, and communication. And sometimes talking about it isn't enough, and you kind of just want to jot it down and have it there physically, you know. And there's so many things that I want to say to you, but writing it down is sometimes makes it easier and makes it more delicious. So I've written you a letter. You've also written me a letter.
Mm-hmm.
In the name of our podcast, Dear Mom, Dear Daughter. We are chatting with each other, and we want to encourage you also, from wherever you are, to maybe write a letter if there's difficult things that you've always wanted to say that maybe couldn't, or if you want to really show some appreciation you felt like you couldn't before. This is that opportunity. Okay.
I absolutely love this because, especially because you mentioned Mother's Day.
Yes.
And we always think of money, what to buy. Do I have money?
Yes.
Oh, I wish this, I wish that. When really the biggest gift sometimes can be words.
It's words.
Can be words. Like, I'm so full with all the beautiful words you've shared with me.
Me too.
Yeah, but you always do, it always fills me up. It re-energizes me. It affirms me. It makes me feel more able.
Wow.
Or capable and it drives me.
Yes.
So please, 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 we invite you to give the blessing or the gift of words to each other, mom and daughter. This Mother's Day, and write each other letters. It doesn't have to be anything contentious.
No.
Just sharing whatever is in your heart. And remember, there's no good feeling, bad feeling. Feelings are just feelings.
Yeah.
So share whatever you have in your heart. So let's do it.
Let's do it. I wrote it down in my diaries. Lots of secrets in here. I'm just kidding. But yeah. Shall we do it? If I can find her. Okay. Are you ready? She's not ready. Okay, here it is. Dear Mama, when I think about you, I get a little emotional because to me, you have always been an absolute force of nature. You have been the fixer, the perfectionist, the person I can always come to pick me up when the weight of the world feels heavy. And also, you've always been my therapist, now therapist to the world. You have been the perfect mama, but the more I grow, the more I remember and realize that while I see you as a superhero, you are ultimately just a girl. Just a girl experiencing life for the first time and trying her best. How have you managed to do that on your first attempt? You have given me the privilege of a beautiful, steady, full life, and you have lifted me up to be a woman who isn't afraid to pursue her dreams, even at the cost of her own dreams. Thank you, Mama, for all you have done for me, truly. For the countless years you've put my needs above your own. Thank you for loving me unconditionally. Thank you for teaching me the tough lessons that I may not have understood at the time, because there were a couple of those. Without a handbook, you have somehow managed to raise me with the most incredible love, support, respect, and excellence. I applaud you, Mama. Thank you. Thank you for truly seeing me, and making me feel valued. Thank you for teaching me the importance of speaking up for myself and articulating my feelings. I am the person I am today, all thanks to you. You are truly my greatest friend. I am in awe of the woman that you are, Mama. I always say that it feels like I've grown up with you. I have watched you work, pray, and push to make all your dreams come true. I take great inspiration from you on this. You are fearless in your pursuit of your higher self. I want to tell you today, Mama, that you have always done enough, that you have done enough and you have done more. I want for nothing, and words cannot begin to describe how special our bond is to me. To the little girl that is in you, that continues to be revealed to me every day as I continue to learn about you. I want to tell her that she should be incredibly proud of herself. I would choose you in every lifetime, Mama. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
You are awesome.
So, yeah, let me just get into it. So, Mini, I've got a lot of names for you.
Yo, I do.
My Porompi, my Nuni Pie, my Popsy. What a wonder you are. Fierce, yet so kind and loving. Compassionate, yet so tough and bossy. Calm, yet so determined and steadfast. Excellent, just super excellent. And if ever there was a picture token of the phrase, work hard, play hard, you are it. I love that about you. You are a perfectly balanced individual. My life has been filled with God's grace, but you, my darling child, are my greatest testimony. Being your mom is the greatest honor and privilege of my life. Raising you and watching you blossom into the magnificence that you are has been the miraculous. I am eternally grateful for you. Thank you for filling my life with plenty and overflow. You just get me, and I don't take that for granted. Thank you for making me so proud. Thank you for living up to your name and being a beaming, non-ending light in Tawalanga. You have proven time and time again that you are equipped and capable of navigating your own life and making good decisions for yourself. I have no doubt as you start the next phase of your life, you shall continue on that path of roaring success and happiness. Please remember to be kind to yourself. Please remember to celebrate yourself, even when the outcome doesn't exactly match what you had envisioned. Continue to be a shining light. Continue to walk with angels. Continue to be cognizant of the word of God that is a lamp unto your feet. I bless you and all that concerns you in the Lord Jesus Christ's mighty name. Shine on, Mama's Diamond Girl. Love, Mommy.
Me? Thank you so much. That's so beautiful.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna keep that forever. It's such a, yeah, I feel very mushy inside hearing that from you.
And that's actually a letter that I wrote to you when you were 8.
When I was leaving home.
Going to varsity. And I came across it recently in your Celebration of Me magazine. And
I have a whole magazine. So I told you I was the Beyonce of the family. I wasn't playing about that.
And I was struck by how very relevant it still is so many years later, and at the place where you are now, about to enter the workplace and, firmly in your young adulthood and, building your own life. And it's so very relevant, and it still captures what I feel in my heart so perfectly and fully. So
I keep that letter so close to my heart, Mom, and I think it's such a special thing to be able to like look back at it every time. I'm like, yo, I don't know if I can do this, or this feels really difficult, or I feel like I'm not strong right now. I think, I mean, you always encourage me every day when you can. I mean, when we'd speak, you'd be like, you're okay, Minnie, like, good luck, Minnie. But having that letter close by and being able to go back to it means so much to me. Um, it feels like I can sort of carry a piece with you, a piece of you with me, a piece of our relationship just summed up in one thing. And I think, yeah, that's the gift of letter writing. We need to bring it back, honestly. It's very therapeutic.
yeah, and the gifts of good enough mothering.
Yes.
So you feel safety everywhere you go
Yes.
because of what you internalized from your mother. So, but we'll talk more about that in coming episodes.
We absolutely will.
Yes, I think we probably have to wrap up this one. But what you can expect from us in the coming episodes is certainly boundaries, because there is no talking about any type of relationship without talking about boundaries. Really unpacking what boundaries are,
Yes.
and giving examples of what those could look like and possibly should look like in a parent-child relationship. So we'll definitely delve into that. We'll talk about discipline, which is a big one, especially in the African community. You know, spare the rod, spoil the child. Is it still relevant in today's society? Is it even okay? Is it even legal?
Oh.
Yes. So we'll get into that in the coming episodes. And also in the absence of sparing the rod, you know, how do we parent in today's modern society? So we'll get into that. And yeah, and also other relationships that affect mother and daughter and just growing daughters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And while we go on this journey and unpack all of these topics together, we also really, really want to open up the platform to you, wherever you are and whoever you are. We want to engage with you as well. We want to have these honest and open conversations and hear some of your perspectives of some of the topics we may discuss. So that is why we would like to introduce you to the Dear Mom, Dear Daughter hotline, aka the hotline. And this is a platform where you can come through with any of your questions, or if you have a dilemma or you need some advice, mother or daughter, please come through. Please engage with us on socials, on our Instagram and our TikTok, or feel free to also send us a voice note on our WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 072 521 0259. I'm going to put it on the screen. Or if you're listening, it'll be in the caption or on the description. The WhatsApp number is 072 521 0259. So make sure you reach out to us. We want to hear from you. And I think we also have a lot to learn from other mom and daughter duos out there. So if you also just want to, you know, say hello, give your mom a shout out or your daughter shout outs, then please feel free.
Left out Facebook. Why are you shading that?
Mom, no one is on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. Facebook. And we love it.
Oh, you're so right. Okay. For the mommies on Facebook, please also reach out to.
Yes, we do have a Facebook page.
Yo, I always forget about Facebook. For me, it's such an archaic thing as a Gen Zer. I think the only reason my friends and I might use Facebook is to stalk a more elderly person. I'm just joking. I'm going to stop now because we are going back home together to the same place. Okay, so the hotline is open. The next episode, we're going to be talking about boundaries, but specifically about mom guilt and daughter pressure. So if you have any questions or dilemmas towards this topic that you really want to talk about, or if there's anything on today's episode that you really resonated with and you want to chat about in the next episode, let us know on the hotline.
Yes. And please tell us how that letter writing, that dear mom, dear daughter letter writing went.
Yes.
We welcome that and we're eager to hear.
All right. So I guess that pretty much wraps up the first episode.
Honey?
We did it. We did it. We did it, Joe. We've got so much more coming up, and we're really excited to share our special bond with you. Okay, I've got one more question before we wrap up. This is something that we're probably going to do every episode, and we also encourage you to take part in this activity with us. I think this came from something you said to me, Mama, about the importance of naming your feelings and describing what you feel. And we can branch more on the importance of that in that next episode. So you want to make sure that you're looking out for episode 2. But that's what we're going to do today. And at the end of every episode, can you give me one word that you would like to use to describe how you feel after the first episode of Dear Mom, Dear Daughter?
Content.
Content. That's a beautiful one.
I feel content.
Wow. For me, proud. It took a lot for us to get to this point where we're sitting here, but we've done it. Episode 1. Pride.
Beautiful.
And that's it, my friends. Until next time, it's been Mta
and Ati.